Coming up next on Colonial Sports Center, Marquise Reed was on the verge of a 5th Rookie of the Week award. Could he grab the one for the thumb?
And leading point scorer in their series against Air Force, Zach Lynch sits down with John here in studio.
Coming up next. And welcome back to another episode of Colonial Sports Center, where we break and drop names like Kima von Oelhoffen does quarterbacks' knees. I ruined that, didn't I? I'm sorry,
Just
Alec.
a little bit.
Welcome back to CSC. I'm John Fisher alongside Kristen Kudlow. We have some breaking news from Brooklyn, not the news we were looking for.
No, unfortunately, the men's basketball team did not have the outcome that they wanted.
No, it's LIU Brooklyn 72, RMU 63 for the Blackbirds. Martin Hermanson with 17 points, and Marquise Reed once again to lead all scorers with 22. Talk about a freshman sensation. You want to know about another one?
Which one?
Zach Lynch. I'm going to be sitting down with him later on to find out who he really is
and
behind the skates.
Yeah, we also have men's SID student information director Matt Geico with us in studio, but we'll have him later on in the show.
He's even better dressed than we are. Yeah, so let's move on to some hoops, shall we? You want to know the worst part about Thursday night basketball games? I've never been to one. I'm always here with you, entertaining the masses, or the few people that actually watch this show. So, the men's basketball team took on Fairleigh Dickinson last Thursday at the Chuck, so let's take a trip to memory lane 7 days ago. Shall we? As we get ready to go to the Charles O'Soul Center, right off the bat, up 7 early. David Epplon to Elijah Minnie from out of nowhere. That's an alley-oop. And Marquise Reed channeled his inner beast mode on that play and slams it home with only one hand. That's all he needs. The next play, Rodney Pryor fouled so hard your shoes fell off. Andre Frederick with the finish, 21-8 RMU. Now Dorian Anderson on the other side, waiting to strut his stuff. Moving on, Marquise Reed with the alley-oop. You know, Pryor was going in for it, but Tate took it. I mean,
it just turned into Dunk City down there in the Soul Center.
Exactly, and Rodney Pryor hit the square button on that one, hits the 3, 28-19 RMU now. RMU with a 10-point lead. Malachi Nix, well, another slam dunk. I swear, well, can we use Dunk City again? Can I do that?
If you want to, John, you can do whatever you want.
Now, Mustafa Jones, the Lakers need someone like you, my friend. 30-24 RMU. Stewart, Pryor, out of nowhere, coming in. MJ would be impressed. Up 12 now, 40 seconds left in the first. Lucky Jones from deep. Second half, we go 41-28 at the half. Now Anderson making those jaws drop with the tier.
Alley-oop.
That wasn't an alley-oop. It
was
was a layup. Somehow, you know, you're not going to believe this. The Knights will score on this one. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Can you? Anderson lays it in, 41-34 RMU. Pryor, he's going to get it. Out of trouble finally. Marquise Reed to Tate. You're going to see it on here. Right place at the right time, though. David Apollon.
I think it's the first time somebody's actually blocked a dunk off of him.
When you know you can find something there, laddie, and then 14 minutes left in the game. What a little Irish culture up in here. Nix tried to pass, but, you know, Lucky Jones knocks it loose. Pryor will not pass. He's going to lay up. He said too many dunks, not enough layups. Now up 20, Reed, he looks invincible, doesn't he? Until he's going to lose the ball. And right there. And we're going to come back. We'll see. You're on it. Marquise Towns with the layup. No! Rejected. Elijah Minnie said no to that. And now let's end the game on a good note. No again! Rodney Pryor also said no. 87-65. As Rodney Pryor put the team on his back right out of the Greg Jennings playbook. His 28 points and 11 rebounds were both career highs against the poorly constructed Knights. Reminder, Marquise Reed already has won 4 Rookie of the Week awards. Could he win a 5th? They had another game 2 days later, and Kristen has that story.
The men's hoops team took the court this past Saturday to take on Bryant. The Bulldogs outshot the Colonials in the first half, 46% to 29% from the floor. Marquise Reed and Lucky Jones shot 6 for 10 from beyond the arc. And within a 2-minute span in the second, Marquise Reed scored 11 straight points for RMU.
It's been a decade since a Colonial basketball player won 5 NEC Rookie of the Week award. Did you catch that Booker T reference, wrestling fans? Freshman sensation Marquise Reed won his 5th NEC Rookie of the Week award after averaging 17 points and shooting 66% from the field. Want to know what else? He's really great on Twitter. Just because. And don't forget to check out other fine programming on RMU Television. It's your one-stop Tommy Bolton shop for your RMU TV needs. For more on RMU Live, campus stories, or trending now, or any great web series, visit rmucenturymedia.com.
The Soul Center became the doghouse as even the women's basketball team took on the Bryant Bulldogs Saturday. Could the ladies of RMU have better luck than the men? Down to the Charles L. Soul Center we go to find out.
Do you think Tommy is watching? Do you think he heard that? That was for him.
I really hope he does, because that's just another viewership. But here, the women's have a great layup there by Megan Smith. But coming right out, and Nikki Semalumpro is going to have to get to the top of the key, dribbles right, finds the open lane, and drives in for Megan Smith, wide open. Coming in, Janae Brown dukes it out.
She wasn't wide open.
Goes for the drifter there, a little fadeaway. Impeccable shot there. Impeccable.
Yeah, quite impeccable, that's right.
But you want to know who else is? Nikki Semalampro's performance in this game. You're going to see her quite enough here as once again shoots another 3 from the corner. There you have Nikki's going to get it out. Have some nice dribbling, handling there, and shoots it right in the defender's face. Goes for 3. Ravelli over to Lou Matali, who shoots it herself.
You know she's French?
Oh, yeah, I
just checking.
Fun fact of the day. There you go.
Oh, we don't need more of those.
But here we have it is Rebecca Navarro shoots it from good 5 feet away from the 3.
That's like male NBA range.
That's farther than male NBA.
I don't know about that. Let's not get hasty.
But hey, Nikki says anything you can do, I can do better because she shoots it the same exact way. So you have Nikki going in for Olengende, drives it in, goes the right and up with the layup.
You know it's 44 on 44.
Oh, well there you go.
And then Brian has 44 points. Illuminati.
Oh!
Just saying.
Nikki's going to shoot the 3 with the defender in their face. Olengende down to the freshman forward who shoots. And nice little jump shot there. Janae Brown over to the corner where Nikki has yet another 3. You know, within the half she had 3 3-pointers in a row.
I'm still laughing at myself.
See, but here we have it. We're going to have Rebecca Navarro up back the net. Nikki shoots it, and just on that play, she actually pulled a muscle, or I believe had some sort of sprain there, cramp. But at the end of the game out here, we're going to have Caro DeBailey, who sinks the 3 for the Bulldogs. RMU took a bite out of Bryant as RMU was able to pull out the W in their first match against Bryant since last season. Morgan Olander and Brianna Rucker both notched a career double-double for the Bulldogs, while the Colonials and Nikki Semalamprou had a career high with 28 points and went 7 for 8 from beyond the arc.
Did they take a bite out of crime? The RMU women's basketball team won 6 games in a row. Could they make it 7? Despite that really bland intro to this recap, here's what happened, everybody. A game at 10 in the morning didn't stop the Colonials as Lou Matali led all RMU players with 12 points. Head coach Sal Buscalia's roster is so deep that every player but one put up at least 2 points. And you've been covering the team for a while. They're deep.
Oh, deep. Absolutely. But you want to know what else is deep? This men's hockey team that we're going to be talking about.
Wow, that was okay. That was pretty good. All right, yeah, we're going to talk to Zach Lynch and Matt Geitka to look at some inside scoops on men's hockey. That's all. Really, that's it. Yeah, stay here, please. The Red Sea. They need to be able to feed themselves. Penn State couldn't beat the Colonials in a game. It truly was a shame. And then Sacred Heart pioneered.
The RMU Century Media app is your mobile resource for all news Robert Morris. With access to campus news, RMU sports, and lifestyles, as well as RMU radio and RMU TV, the RMU Century Media app allows you access to all the information you need, no matter where you are. You'll have access to thousands of articles already online, and the new ones that are added daily. Download the RMU Century Media app for free today.
Hello, I'm back. How are you?
I missed you.
I missed you too. Choo choo! They're a train that keeps on rolling. Who would win in a fight, Ditka or a hurricane? I swear, each year could become a feel-good movie for the whole family. They just aren't losing. It's a shame, isn't it? Do you know how to tame a tiger? Either grow up with them or keep one as a pet like Mike Tyson.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure being by your side.
Okay. You still won't hold my hand. I don't know why. As we move on to the nationally ranked men's hockey team, RMU flew to Colorado to take on the Falcons of Air Force in a rematch that saw the Colonials lose in overtime. But that was October. We in February. Tyson Wilson, the defenseman, scored his second of the night to give Robert Morris their 15th conference win of the year. Derek Schooley's bunch trailed in the second period, but Air Force was no match for the resilient Colonials. Saturday's matchup. Oh, what's up next?
With their comeback win the night before, Air Force tried to fly back in front of RMU, but they were no match for the Colonials. The Colonials' top line notched 4 points in RMU's victory. Cody Wido and our in-studio guests both had 2 goals and 2 assists on the night. In a last-ditch effort to cut a 3-goal deficit, Air Force pulled their goalie with 2 minutes left, but even that wasn't enough to defeat the Colonials.
What do you think, Coach?
Always a good thing.
Team's performance this weekend.
Well, obviously going 4-0 had 2 difficult places to win. Not a lot of teams have swept Air Force out there, like you said, and it's been a long time, I think 2005 since we were able to do it. So it was really, I think a lot of the things we did well were we blocked a tremendous amount of shots, especially Saturday night. Friday night we were really good on the face-offs, which we got 3 face-off goals. So, I mean, there were a lot of different factors. I thought our guys sold out. I thought our guys believed. Even when we were down 3-1 and 4-2 in the third period on Friday night, they really believed that we could come back. And to get the tying goal late and then the winner in overtime was just extra special.
But now 6 wins in a row. That's a first in the program history. We mentioned the Air Force history there, turning that around. Do you think the guys think about that at all, or do you want them to think about that type of history?
Well, I think they knew that we hadn't won at Air Force. I mean, I know the seniors knew that they hadn't won there, and we hadn't had a lot of success in that building, but we didn't even know that that was a program record 6 straight win until after the game when you told us.
Coach, and thank you, Matt, very much. At Colonial Sports Center, we care. We care about those that exceed expectations, to surpass the status quo and represent RMU proud on the red, white, and blue. Pittsburgh native Zach Lynch was named the Atlantic Hockey Player of the Month. He accumulated 17 points in just 10 games. Not even Sidney Crosby can do that. Slacker.
There's only 63 days left to vote for Cody for the Hobey Baker Award. Currently, Cody has 25,000 votes. So continue to show your support by going to www.hobeybaker.com/awards/the-hobey-baker-memorial-awards/vote. You can vote every day till April 4th. But something else that's even more exciting is that we have Matt Geica here in studio. You saw him on the screen earlier, but now you can see him in person. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm here again. How about that?
I
TV
know.
magic.
I know, and guess what? We're going to talk more hockey with you because that's what you like to do.
Yes, always open for that, so fire away.
Well, this is your first year with the team. What was it been like, or what has it been like working with the student athletes and the coaches, and how welcoming have they been?
The guys have been great, coaches and players. I've worked in junior hockey before, so it's a slightly older group, a little more mature, which I've enjoyed from the media relations perspective, and they've been great in interviews. As you saw, their coach is always open to speak to the media, to help us out with our jobs. So I think it's been terrific so far, and hey, by the way, the team's pretty darn good too.
I know they're currently on a 6-game win streak, and you actually talked about that with your interview with Schooley. Now, going into this weekend, what does RMU really have to do to face Canisius to continue that streak?
Well, Canisius, the second-place team in the league, they're 8 points behind the Colonials, so there's a nice gap there. That's what the weekend at Air Force really helped them do, was create that separation between first and second. So I know the guys always want to get a sweep. They always want to knock the opponent out, but even just getting 2 or 3 points this weekend will be absolutely huge. Not only have the Colonials never won a regular season championship, which they're in position to do so with 4 weeks to go, but they've never even had a first-round bye, so they just have to get in the top 5 of the conference for that. So things are looking good right now with a month to go.
Now, since working with the team and with the current status that the team has had, how do you think that's affecting the players, and do you think that it kind of affects the way that they go at their game?
I think they've been very confident lately. Going up to Holy Cross the weekend before even Air Force was huge for them to get a couple of 1-goal wins to really hold off a Crusaders team that was trying to catch them in the standings and was making some leeway after the new year. So the team is really riding high, but like I said before about maturity, it's a pretty old group in terms of college hockey. Not a ton of seniors, but only 4 of those, but a lot of juniors and even the sophomores, guys who have been to the NCAA tournament, who've made a deep tournament run in Atlantic hockey too. So all that's combining, and the guys aren't intimidated right now.
How do you think that history with the team is going to affect the team going into Canisius? Do you think that Cody Wido and Zach Lynch are going to be able to lead again this team against Canisius?
I think there's a really good shot. You never know. The top line was really clicking in the first half of the season. They went through a bit of a slump right around the holiday season, but over the past 6 games, all Colonial wins, by the way, they've really erupted. The guy that John's about to talk to, Zach Lynch, has been terrific over the past 10 games, 17 points, as he said. Cody Wido atop the team scoring list and 3rd in the nation in scoring with 38 points right now. So he's on his pace that he was at last year. Zach's a little bit ahead of his pace from last season. And Scott Jacklin, the 3rd member of that line, is doing what he always does, being a great playmaker. So if those guys are going, the Colonials are going to be tough to beat.
Now, those are definitely threats to Canisius, but looking on the other end, who do the Colonials have to look at against this Canisius team, and who do you see as a threat?
Well, there are 2 top scorers on their top line, Ralph Kademi and Shane Conacher, a couple of guys who have led them in scoring all season long. They're a little more, I guess, of a defensive squad than some of the teams the Colonials have faced. They're pretty structured, and their goaltender, Keegan Asmundson, just won Goalie of the Month in Atlantic hockey, so he's playing well. He's an enormous goaltender, not a lot of net to shoot at. So it's going to be challenging this week to put the goals on the board, but RMU's 2nd in the nation in scoring. They've done it against a lot of teams, so I wouldn't bet against them.
Now, you talked about Canisius goaltender. Now, on RMU's side, they also have 2 very strong goaltenders with Terry Shaver and Dalton Isaac. How do you go forward into the rest of the season and gauge which goaltender to play with which opponent?
Well, that's been the challenge, I think, for Derek Schooley and the coaching staff, is to figure out how to work this out. It's kind of unprecedented in hockey to have one goalie play just one game a weekend, at least in college hockey, I mean. And they've split all the starts right down the middle. It's pretty crazy. Both guys have stayed healthy. That's been huge for RMU so far. Schaefer, the junior, Isaac, the sophomore, but both guys with a lot of experience. Like I said, last year this team went through a lot, coming back in the second half and making that deep run. Isaac was in goal then, but Schaefer's played more, I guess, by the start measure than Isaac has. But both equally solid. 2 different types of goalies, but you look at their numbers and they're almost identical. So no matter who Derek Schooley chooses to go in net, it seems like it's going to be a solid performance.
Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I hope to see you down the island again this weekend. And once again, thank you for joining me.
No problem. Always game to talk hockey. Go Colonials.
The women's hockey team took on Mercyhurst this past weekend in a 2-game series at home. RMU were the first to get on the board with captain Rebecca Vince scoring, but come the power play for the other team would send the game into overtime. Emily Jinga scored the final goal, giving Mercyhurst the first win of the weekend.
Hello. This brings me back to the good old days, the 2012 CHA Finals, when the RMU women's team defeated Mercyhurst in 2 straight to capture the gold, their first in program history. Fast forward to 2015. Well, I'm older. Robert Morris took down Goliath 3-2. Now, the Colonials trail first place Mercyhurst by 5 points with 6 games left in the regular season. There's still time, girls. There's still time.
You know, being a student athlete, you always have to put in hard work and hoping that it will finally pay off. Well, for sophomore forward Mackenzie Johnson, her hard work did. The women's hockey player was named CHA's Player of the Month for January, leading the league with 6 goals and tied for conference lead with 9 points in January.
Yesterday was National Signing Day in the NCAA, but football was the hot topic. At Robert Morris, however, women's lacrosse announced their 2015 class. 3 recruits are from Maryland, while 2 come from Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, respectively. Head coach Katie Phillips said, quote, "We are excited about the talent and the athleticism in this new class," end quote. After coming off an 11-6 season with a trip to the NEC semifinals, hope springs eternal in the fall. No pun intended.
Well, they'll have to look forward to that come the season.
You know what else we're going to look forward to?
Which one?
Zach Lynch is in studio with me in like 2 minutes.
Well, there you go.
We're going to talk some hockey and really get down to the nitty-gritty of who Zach Lynch really is behind the skates. Did I already say that?
I don't think you did.
I think I did in the opener. Anyway, stay tuned.
Coming
Up next.
G Morning Sunshine. Wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Ross!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblums, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby? Susie?
Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
You ever think about buying a bigger place?
Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy.
There is no credit fairy.
How else will I get a better credit score?
Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it.
No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Yes, ready. Let's go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
And welcome back to Colonial Sports Center, where this chair is not as comfy. I'm now honored to be joined by Shaler Area High School graduate and rival of my Pine Richland Rams. Also, he's the most recent AHC Player of the Month, Zach Lynch. Zach, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I love your enthusiasm.
Yeah, just trying to be like you.
Don't do that. So, when you first got here, you said, quote, the hockey program is on the rise. That was one of the reasons why you came here. Did you think it would grow this much in these past 3 years?
I'd honestly have to say it exceeded my expectations. I watched the program from the start, coming to the games at the Island. I've seen the steps it's taken and Derek Schooley have taken with this program. So to say that we would win a championship in my second year, I would say it was a long shot. But now it's an expectation that we have every year, so it's exciting.
Now, you major in manufacturer engineering. How do you balance a major that is that tough, personally, as a comm major, talking to an engineering major here, and balance hockey?
Honestly, with hockey, it's a little bit easier. I find that the more time I have, the more time I waste. So when we're practicing every day, I have less time, so I really have to get right down to the work, and I just get to work easier when I have less time.
Now, you played your junior hockey with the Bay State Breakers of the EJHL. What did you take from that team and that league to the collegiate level?
It was a big step up from Pittsburgh Hornets and high school hockey in the area. So I gained a lot of wisdom, and just the speed of the game is different. Obviously, college from juniors is a big step, but yeah, I would just say I gained a lot of experience being away from home and everything. So
now, it seems like a long time ago. You made your debut as a Colonial October, I make sure I get this right, 13th in 2012 against Quinnipiac. Do you remember that day?
Oh, absolutely. That was quite a game to step into. Quinnipiac has a great arena. They have great fans. They actually had ice girls on the ice and everything, so it was a lot to come into in the first game.
That's top notch.
Yeah, with the mascot on the ice chirping you, so it was a lot of fun.
So you just won the AHC Player of the Month. We'll get to how that feels in a moment, but was Cody Whiteau jealous?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But he won't tell you that, though, will he?
Yeah, I think he's got enough of those. So.
So now, how does that feel to be recognized in such an honor like that?
Yeah, anytime you're honored by the league or the NCAA, it's a special feeling, but it just shows how good our team's doing this year. I think we have 3 or 4 Player of the Months on our team this year so far, so you can't do that without winning a lot of games.
Absolutely not. So let's talk about you specifically for a moment. Last season, you were 9th in points and 16th in assists in the entire country. Is that one of your best achievements?
Yeah, probably. It's pretty easy to do when you're playing with guys like Cody Whiteau and Scott Jacklin, though. They just make the game a little bit easier. We really just play well together, so it's really a line and a team thing, I'd have to say.
Now, speaking of great achievements, you guys made the NCAA tournament last year. Talk about that series of events for a moment, because I know it wasn't just the one-day thing. You guys flew in the day before, correct? And then you made it a thing after winning the championship.
Yeah, we were obviously on a big high, just winning the championship, so we had to come back down to reality and realize that there was more hockey to play. So getting to Minnesota there and playing in the Minnesota Wild's rink was pretty phenomenal. And Minnesota's crowd was, they were really down our throats the whole game, but it was a lot of fun.
Now, you do know you were on ESPN before the game. You released, so you know, you've seen that before?
Yeah, I had a few people tweet it at me. So.
Is that right? Well, hey, now you're famous, man. You made it on the ESPN.
Yeah.
So you have a big weekend against Canisius coming up. What do you have to do personally to succeed this weekend?
Just stay focused and treat it just like any other game. We really need these points to secure that first place position and that first place bye. So just play the way we've been playing and we'll be fine.
Well, hey, good luck this weekend. Zach, thank you so much. Go Rams and go Colonials.
Yeah.
So when we come back, I'm going to relocate like the Oakland Raiders should and tell all of you, the wonderful people at home, which plays made the cut in this week's Primetime Plays of the Week. Stay tuned.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
Of course, I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, like, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUCentralMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
And it's the Primetime Plays of the Week. Weren't Matt and Zach fun? They were fun. Right?
They were awesome.
They were awesome. Number 5, Marquise Reed with the truck stick. Maybe hey, at least they ran. The Seahawks didn't. With the one-handed slam to cap it all off. Number 4.
You have Cody Wido coming in, and right there, Zach Lynch, teammate, slapper right behind the net.
It was like a slap behind the back, pass alley-oops, better to Banana. Number 3. Ashley Ravelli is going to pass it to Ananiki Stamalampru. Shoots a 3 as long as her last name. 1 of 7 on the day. For the Greek native, number 2.
You have Cody Wido, who breaks free of that little tussle over there. He's going to drive at Zach Lynch right there. Once again, teammates score together. And I mean, just the morale between
Dogs fly together. Number 1. Kayvon Stewart doing some dribbling. Hashtag dribbling. Hashtag Rodney Pryor. Out of nowhere with the alley-oop with 2 hands, because 2 is better than 1. And those are your Primetime Plays of the week. So let's go to the upcoming schedule real quick. We only have like 45 seconds left in the show, guys. Men's and women's hockey this weekend. Women at Syracuse, men against Canisius at home. We have some hoops too.
On Saturday, you have women's basketball taking on Fairleigh Dickinson at Fairleigh Dickinson. And then you have women's hockey up at Syracuse. And we also have the first softball game of the season against Niagara in Cleveland, Ohio. And then you have men's basketball at Fairleigh Dickinson at 4:30, and then wrapping us up is men's hockey versus Canisius.
And there's more. There's more, Kristen. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. There's a whole ton of sports. Don't you dare miss it. And that whole softball thing too. Men's basketball is going to be at home this week. So coming up next week, it's the favorite episode of the year. It's the recruiting episode.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be so exciting.
We're going to have AJ Dalton. Hopefully he doesn't rip his pants this time. Take care and see you all next week.